The helmet collection has ended. It's only a matter of time before this great sub-theme gets replaced by another. But in the 5 years of the sub-theme's existence, we have seen some amazing helmets. I have all the helmets because I bought them all from some person on eBay. So in today's video, I'm going to be ranking all of the LEGO Star Wars helmets. There's 14 of them, by the way. Don't forget these guys down here. At number 14, being the worst helmet of all time, is the Dark Trooper helmet. There's a reason I've put this one separate from all the other ones. This helmet looks like it has a buzz cut, and it's also not even a helmet, by the way. It is worth mentioning that this is the only set from the helmet series to be at an angle. Luke's X-Wing helmet is the only other helmet that is radically different from all the other helmets, as it's not entirely enclosed. This is similar to the Batman helmets or cowls. Oh yeah, they did make helmets for other themes, but they aren't as good, other than the 1966 Batman cowl. Number 12 is the Darth Vader helmet. This looks good until you get to the bottom. In my opinion, the way it curves up just looks awkward, but you know, this is still Darth Vader. This helmet has over 750 pieces, being the most out of any helmet. Number 11 is the Stormtrooper helmet. I really like this helmet, but it can't be denied that this design looks a lot better in black. I think it would have benefited a lot from some tiles, however, Stormtroopers are bucket heads, so... Number 10 is the Mandalorian helmet because it is the only helmet to be entirely grey. The shaping is done to perfection, however. The 8080 driver is seen for about 5 frames in Empire Strikes Back, and is only really known because LEGO have been including it in sets for the last 20 years. This helmet has a good mix of tiles and studs and some really nice angles. It's a unique enough design to look good amongst all the others. The 2 dish pieces are printed. I would like to take this opportunity to let you guys know that I have taken off all the stickers on my helmets. Yeah, they had them on when I bought them from that guy, so... Okay, now from this point on, all the helmets are amazing and some of the best LEGO Star Wars sets ever, in my opinion. So with that being said, number 8 is the Captain Rex helmet. This is the Phase 2 design, which probably makes sense as we see a lot more of that in the Clone Wars. I think they changed after in Season 3 or 4. But personally, I've always preferred the Phase 1 design of Clone Troopers. The shape of this helmet in universe is quite similar to that of a Stormtrooper, but they didn't make it as stud heavy this time. I like the way the blue looks as well. The Kylo Ren helmet has a lot of printed pieces. It also has a really sharp angle that makes it probably the smallest LEGO Star Wars helmet. This is accurate to The Force Awakens, so... This helmet came out on May 4th this year alongside the Jango Fett helmet, and it will almost definitely be the last helmet LEGO makes. It's a shame we didn't get more helmets of Clone Troopers, I think. The Jango Fett helmet is basically just the Boba Fett helmet, but in grey and blue. In fact, people had already built a very similar helmet years ago from the instructions of the Boba Fett helmet. I like this colour scheme actually, but not as much as Boba Fett. The Bouche helmet has the most interesting angle out of any of the helmets. The lower part is attached with Technic at an angle and it's been done so well that there's just no gap. The nougat colour looks good and the slight hint of green works in its favour. TIE Fighter helmet. This set is famous for having an astronomical increase in value. It came out in 2020 for £60 and now it's worth £250 new and £180 used. This is because it was one of the first helmets ever made, it was only out for about a year, and it was competing against Boba Fett and the Stormtrooper. This set is quite similar to the Stormtrooper helmet, but since it's in black it looks considerably better as the studs don't stand out that much. There are also tubes that go into the stand. In universe they would go into the torso, but you know, there's no torso, so they go there. The tubes are made out of 100 different Technic pieces that bend, sort of. The Scout Trooper helmet is at number 3 because of the way it catches the thin and angled look of the Scout Trooper. The visor is especially a standout as it blends into the whole set so well. I also really like this design in universe. Next up at number 2 we have the Commander Cody Phase 1 helmet. As I've said before, I vastly prefer the Phase 1 helmet. Maybe because it's unique or maybe because it's slimmer, I don't even know. Commander Cody might have turned on his mate without giving it a second thought, but they literally nailed the design of the Phase 1 clone helmet first try. I've seen people who've modified this set not to be Cody and just a normal Phase 1 helmet, and it looks really nice. I also like all the orange stuff that indicates Cody as a commander. At number 1, the best helmet of all time and most likely ever because, yeah, we have the Boba Fett helmet, and of course it's number 1, that's the only thing Boba Fett is good at, looking cool. The colour scheme is amazing, there's no stickers, everything is perfect. We have the dent in his helmet. What, you didn't know Boba Fett's helmet had a dent in it? Ugh. So that's the helmet collection. Definitely better than the Starship collection or the dioramas, of which there are only 3 good ones. Yes, there are still some helmets that they didn't make like the Royal Guard, the Knights of Ren, or any number of Clone Trooper from the Clone Wars, but my shelf can only fit 12. This video is actually a sequel to one of my first ever videos where I ranked all of the helmets before I built them. So yeah, if you enjoyed, like and subscribe, maybe even go watch that video. It's kind of funny because of how badly it's probably aged, but yeah, goodbye.